Shall we start? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to one of the most awaited evenings of the By Toastmasters Club, meeting 691. Now, you have made a perfect choice, as I was mentioning earlier, because today's evening will be steered by one of the most seasoned captains. None other than the past international president, DTM Colonel Mohammed Murad. I know that speaks volumes about the legacy of this distinguished club, which has been dedicated to one mission for the past 25 years, to ensure that its members develop better communication skills, thereby becoming better leaders, achieving greater self-confidence and an overall growth in their personality. So grab every opportunity that you have to make a speech or write an article, because here we make no mistakes. We only learn and become better speakers, better writers, as we provide a very positive and supportive learning experience based on the 4 values of Toastmasters International, which is respect, service, integrity, and excellence. Now, we do have taboo topics on which we don't speak about: politics, sex, and religion. I would like to request all of you to refrain from speaking on these 3 topics, as we would like to respect the sentiments of the region. Now, other than that, we don't have much hard and fast rules, but since this is an online meeting, I would request all of you to mute yourselves unless you are invited to make a speech. And also you have the choice open to keep your camera on or off. But if you want to have that extra tub of ice cream, feel free to do so, but just turn your camera off, as it might cause a distraction to others in the room, especially the speaker in the room. And this meeting is being recorded and it will be posted on our social media platforms. If you wish your audio or video not to be featured, you can write to us on toastmasters7492@gmail.com. I'll be putting that email ID soon in our chat box. And if you're driving, definitely, even this meeting is not worth the risk. Please disconnect and join back when you are safely parked somewhere. And that is it about it. No hard and fast rules. Let me not hold you back, as we have an array of enthusiastic role players waiting for their turn, starting from our president. Let me now have the privilege to welcome our president, TM Sagar Khurana, to formally open this meeting. Over to you, TM Sagar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi. Always a warm welcome. Good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to all of you at the 691st meeting of our Dubai Toastmasters Club. We are pleased to be able to welcome those of you that have been with us from last few years and those who are very new to the group. Welcome to one of the most valuable platforms where you will learn public speaking, communication skills, and leadership skills. I officially declare meeting number 691 to be open. For the benefit of guests, we have a lot of guests today. So let me share my screen. Rashmi, give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Thank you. Let's start with Toastmaster International was founded by our Dr. Earl Smetley in 1924, almost completing 96 years, and their headquarters in Colorado, USA. We have more than 3 lakh members in 149 countries, covering 15,800 clubs. And if you talk about only UAE, we have more than 150 plus clubs having 3,000 plus members. Our new international president is DTM Margaret Page. All the Toastmasters, we have around 14 regions in Toastmaster districts, and our clubs comes under Region 11, District 105, Area 20, Division B. And these are our newly elected leaders of Toastmaster International, starting from International President DTM Margaret, DTM Shehbaz Ali Shah, Region 11 Director, District 105 Director Gurbinder Singh Pan, our newly, not newly, Division B Director, newly made DTM Ajita Sivam, our Area 20 Director, Toastmaster Anita, and Dubai Toastmasters Club President, myself, Sagar Khurana. These are our vibrant Toastmasters Exco members, starting from myself, Sagar, President, Toastmaster Devi, our VP Education, Toastmaster Noora, VP Membership, and Toastmaster Nisha, VP Public of Relationships, Toastmaster Tiza, our Treasurer, our Secretary, Club Secretary, Toastmaster Sabil, and our charming Sergeant Arms, Toastmaster Rashmi. Now, if someone is joining Toastmasters Club, how the Toastmasters will help them? There are numerous ways, we cannot count how they are helping us. There are few examples I can give, starting from like you can become confident speakers, communicators, leaders. You can enjoy unlimited personal growth of yourself, leadership skills, can have self-confidence, and even you can become a great mentor in your life in future. This is an educational program set up by Toastmaster Internationals. We have around 12 pathways. Different pathways have different kind of knowledge we have covered in that different pathways. After joining Toastmasters, we will be all the members will be having one pathways free. And after logging into the pathways, there are different things you will learn from them. Examples I can share with you, like public speaking, interpersonals, management, confidence, and many more. Now, if we talk about Dubai Toastmasters Club, our club was chartered on 1st of April in 1996, almost, not almost, more than 25 years now. We already celebrated 25 years celebration this year anniversary. And we are the second club in UAE, mother club of Dubai and Northern Emirates. We have members like DTM Kannan Murad, VP Menon, DTM Umar. They have more than 20 plus years of experience in our club, and there are new members like Toastmaster Bob. We have very recently joined members. So we have a mix of old and new members in our club. We are not only having formal or professional meetings, we are having a lot of fun in different meetings, different themes, different role players. So we are having a lot of fun in our meetings. If we talk about our membership fees, we have currently 750 dirham for 1 year and 450 for 6 months. We have 75 dirham for one-time registration fee. If you want to become a member of this prestigious club, you can contact our VP membership, Toastmaster Noora, and the contact number has been shared on the screen. And these are the glimpses of our club, different 25th anniversary. You can see how all the members are smiling, and we enjoyed a lot on our 25th anniversary. Well said by Dr. Ultimately, we learn best in moments of enjoy, and I request everyone to sit together and enjoy this beautiful meeting which you are going to witness. I bet you that today's meeting will be one of your memorable meeting in your whole lifetime. Let me close my screen. Before going further, I would like to welcome our dignitaries present today in the meeting, starting from DTM VP Menon. Hi DTM VP Menon, welcome. DTM Ramesh Anantharaman. These all are our ex-presidents, advisors, mentors of our club. Welcome Toastmaster Bosco, our past president of the Toastmasters Club. Welcome Pragnya. She is the past president of DSO Toastmasters Club and current, I think, in XCOM of Division BT. Welcome Toastmaster Rashid Hussain. I think I have. And welcome all of our Dubai Toastmasters members and guests. Now I can see a lot of guests present today. Can I request Shams Saljundi to have a brief introduction about yourself and from where you come to know about Dubai Toastmasters Club?
Hello, hi, my name is Shams. I am currently actually based in Jordan, and I had my master's degree from Cyprus, and I'm interested to get an idea, a general idea about Toastmasters, and to be more confident about public speaking.
Welcome. You came to the right place.
Thank you so much.
Ahmed Farhan. Any other guest would like to? Yes, Ahmed.
Hello, hi. My name is Ahmed Burhan. I'm currently I just recently relocated to Dubai from Saudi Arabia, working in trade finance. I came to know about the Dubai Toastmasters from the meetup group, and I came to know, and I'm looking forward to increase my confidence in public speaking, and especially that I'm involved in that area in the bank that I'm working on.
Welcome, Ahmed.
Thank you.
Mr. Saket, can I have your introduction? If you are listening to us.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm Saket. I've been in Dubai 20 years. And a friend of mine had joined Toastmasters years ago, and he really enjoyed the experience. He wholeheartedly recommended it to me as a way of improving public speaking, gaining confidence in public speaking. And so that's how I got here.
Welcome, Saket. I hope you will tell your friend that you also joined the Dubai Toastmasters Club. So it will be a same pinch for them. Welcome, Saket.
Thank you.
Now I would like to request all other guests, they can put their introductions in our chat box, and we will be in touch with you, our VP membership and VP PR, and maybe myself also will be in touch with you after the meeting. Now, I would like to welcome a special person of our club, not only for our club, but he's also special to Toastmasters fraternity. He joined Toastmasters long back in 1997, almost 25 years now. He served as a Toastmaster International president in 2015. He is an entrepreneur and managing director of several business companies. He's a successful businessman. And after a 20-year of career in Dubai Police, he retired as a lieutenant colonel in 2003. Before welcoming him, I would like to share a small memory I have with this guy. I joined Toastmasters in around April 2019, and he became the TMOD in 2000. He was the TMOD, if I'm not wrong, on the 6/23 meeting, 1st July 2019. The special thing about that meeting was, after the meeting was over, he handed over a handwritten message to all the role players. And what was the message? He thanked all the role players for making the meeting successful. And I still remember I was the timer in that meeting. So it was really, heart-touching moment for me that someone like him has come to all the role players, and he has given the thanks, shukran, to all the role players by a handwritten message. So now I would like to request everyone to unmute yourself and open your switch on your cameras, and let's all welcome our TMOD, Toastmaster of the Day, DTM, Colonel Murad.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters and guests. It's indeed a pleasure to be among you. And Sagar, for you to remember that meeting is astounding for me. Thank you for remembering that. You brought up nice memories when we had face-to-face meetings. And I believe that we will be going back to that soon. I look forward to meeting each and every one of you. Before I start talking about the theme of the evening, I want to share a small video. That video took around 4 minutes of my presentation, but I believe it was worth it because it says a lot on the theme of tonight. And the theme is about perspectives. I have been fascinated with perspectives for a very long time, and especially when I went into learning more about leadership, because leadership is all about perspectives. And later did I learn that perspectives has all the effect on how we lead our lives. Therefore, it's very important for us to be able to hold perspectives, change perspectives, and be able to understand perspectives from others. I hope you enjoy this evening, and a special welcome to our guests. You might have seen a few threads of a story that I had posted on WhatsApp. I'm sorry for the guests that were not on WhatsApp, but if you join today, then you will be joining our WhatsApp group for members, where you can see a lot of posts and news about our club and many insights, insightful looks into what life has to give you. And within the thread, there are many of you who might have actually gone and looked up the story on Google right away from the first post. And you could not stay tuned for the story to come in the next day and after and after. And there are some of you who have formed perspectives from the first slide that you saw. And as we went along, we had perspectives coming in. And some of you waited till the end for the perspectives to mature. And this is what life is all about. I would like now to go on to the next segment of our meeting, and it's the Word Master. And I would like to welcome our word master of the day, CB Job. Please welcome CB Job.
Thank you, TMOD. Good evening, dear fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As the word master, my job is to introduce new word of the day, explain what it is, and encourage all the Toastmasters to use the word throughout the meeting. Rashmi, can you make this next slide? Next slide, please. Yeah, today's word is vista. Vista is a noun and is created in the 17th century, and it is from Italian word visto. The meaning is a pleasing view, or especially a beautiful view from the high place. Synonyms are panorama, landscape, and perspective. Examples: the beach area extends to wide vistas. Expo 2020 offers a fine vista of amazing creations. And desert vistas are just as important to residents as to tourists. These are the examples. Anyone wants to try with this word to make a sentence? Anyone wants to try? TM,
Can I try?
Yeah, please.
Palm Jumeirah has a beautiful stretch of land which extend to wide, beautiful vistas. Sorry, I just got mixed up.
Okay, so okay.
Can I try?
Yeah, please.
As you drive from Dubai to Ras Al Khaimah, Fujairah, you pass through areas which are, you pass through vistas of desert. I don't know if it's the correct way to use it, but yeah.
Okay, good try. Anyone else?
If I may.
Yep.
The view from my balcony offers a vista which on a good day reveals the Burj Dubai and the whole of the downtown area of the city.
Yeah, very good. And anyone else?
Can I try?
Yeah, please.
Dubai Toastmasters Club helps to explore a wider vista of life.
Okay.
May I answer?
Yeah,
Hello.
please.
Yeah. Vista of purpose, perspective of somebody can make him or her succeed in life.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I try?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Skydive show vista view of Dubai land.
Yeah, great. Good. And I request to all the Toastmasters to use this word while you're talking, while you speech. So over to you, TMOD.
Thank you very much, CB. And request for all the role players and the people who will speak, try to put in the word vista in your speeches. It's good that we train our minds to repeat the things that we learn newly in order for them to stay in our minds. There is a quote which says, "Stories don't give answers, but they do offer perspective." This is by Dan Allender. And this quote is apt for the next segment of the meeting, which is the project speakers. And the first project speaker, Toastmaster Saleh, has a certain perspective on life. And he says, life is a short journey. I love to live it in peace and always look at the positive side of it. What a beautiful vista.
Thank you.
We will leave the objectives to the end of the speech because I believe that will give a different perspective on the speech. Meanwhile, please enjoy the project speech. Please welcome Saleh Rajab. Saleh.
Good evening. No life journey is taken alone. Our influences, environment, and those around us are often a key part of who we become and the life we are able to make for ourselves. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and guests, good evening. The love and patience with which my parents raised me has given me a lifelong appreciation for what it takes to be a good parent. My mother found a way to let me be myself while also guiding me in the right direction. My father was also equally good at balancing his encouragement of my natural strength with a firm and principled approach for parenting. In fact, I find their strength as parents fascinating because of the different yet complementary role they played in my upbringing. My parents were the first mentors in my life with their understanding, trust, respect, and willingness to help me I reach the right direction in my life. In Toastmasters, I was so excited to start my journey and overcome my glossophobia, which is fear of public speaking. I still remember the day when I had my first call with my first assigned mentor. I called him, but he was out of country on a business trip. I waited for him like 1 month. Then I also sent him SMS to remind him about me. Do you know what he asked me? When I sent reminder, he asked me who I am. I was shocked. Then he just disappeared. Even he didn't attend any meetings. He left Toastmaster totally. At one point, I thought, or I start believing myself that I am the reason to let him leave this Toastmaster. I stayed silent for 6 months and scared to ask for another mentor. I didn't want the members to disappear one after one because of me. My dreams was to do my icebreaker speech. One day, Toastmaster Nizar Milhim asked me, why you are not doing a speech? I told him my problem. He said, Saleh, I will mentor you. I told him, wait, are you sure? You will not disappear? He said, no. And he started guiding and instructing me. How wonderful it was to have such mentor like Nizar in my life. I was over the moon when he agreed to take me as his protege. Despite his busy schedule, he managed to free some of his time to discuss my upcoming speeches, how to choose topic for speeches. He has given me valuable suggestions on how to attend table topic, how to structure and plan speeches, which are engaging from start to finish. Now, I am mentored by Toastmaster Olivia Surra. She is really cooperating a lot with me and giving me a lot of guidance in preparing my speeches. Always telling me, Saleh, take the lead. Don't worry. If you fall, you will learn. If you fall, you will learn. As you can see, she is here attending the meeting and she didn't disappear yet. Thank you, Toastmaster. Whatever I achieved today is because I was inspired by great mentors. Despite having chosen strong mentor for myself, I feel lucky to be surrounded by other Toastmasters who I can always lean on for any projects that I am attempting or even for additional feedback. I was inspired a lot with the great presentation of distinguished Toastmaster Mohammed Murad about leadership. Listening to that presentation guided me to know the true meaning of leadership through the 5 H's: head, heart, health, humility, and happiness. I look back at these 3 years of my Toastmasters journey as the most fulfilling in terms of gaining mentorship that I truly wanted in my life. All in all, I had declared and undeclared mentors that I met in my life. I realized 3 things. Number 1, mentorship is a 2-way process. Nothing happens overnight. Both parties have to be patient of each other's communication style, deliveries, and schedules. Number 2, even with mentors' guidance, sometimes you may decide to go with your gut feeling, and taking that step to discovering that you are capable of is even more exciting. In that case, still your mentor will always have your back. Number 3, and the most important of them, is that if you are open to receive feedback, your end result will not be just limited to your own perspectives, because a mentor can be of various ages, profession, different gender. Choosing a mentor, or choose a mentor who you can look up to learn from their past experience or achievements, either in Toastmasters or out of it. Better than 1,000 days of diligent study is 1 day with a great mentor. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Saleh. Please join me in applauding Saleh for his speech. And I would like now to ask his evaluator, Toastmaster Manish, to give us the objectives of the speech. Manish?
Yes, thank you, Colonel Murad. Objectives of Saleh's speech. He was attempting his project 3 from level 1. It is the purpose statement is the purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring. And the purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspects of a previous experience as a protege. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Manish. Isn't it interesting that the vista changes when we hear the objectives after the speech and not before? For the benefit of the guests, the evaluators say the objectives before the speech comes. But I think it's important for us to have a different perspective every now and then, just to make sure that we are on the same line. Thank you very much, Manish. And now for the second speaker. Our second speaker is Toastmaster Dewey. And Dewey says, my perspective in life is that everything happens for a reason. That reason may cause hurt or may be hard, but in the end, I believe that whatever happens, happens for the best. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Dewey.
In the words of John Dewey, you do not learn from experience, you learn from reflecting on experience. Good evening, my dear fellow Toastmasters and wonderful guests. As you all have held me hand in hand throughout my journey in Toastmasters, give me the honor and the privilege today to take you along as I reflect on my path. January 11, 2021, exactly 9 months back this day. What would have happened 9 months back? Well, if I had conceived then, I would have definitely delivered by now, but that's not the case. Exactly 9 months back, I delivered my first speech, my icebreaker, and that marked the epoch in my Toastmasters journey. And 9 months later, today, I complete my path. I'm a people's person and love to see the best out of people. So seeing people grow and evolve is what gives me a high. So leadership development was the most suited pathway for me. Now let me take you through what I learned in the 5 levels of Toastmasters pathway. Starting with level 1. Besides breaking the ice and entering this beautiful world of public speaking, I learned not to be superstitious. Superstitious, you would say, how is that? Well, my first meeting, when I did my icebreaker, the meeting number was 666. Yeah, that kind of ticked me off. I freaked out. I wanted to back out, but then all those who know me know that once I commit to something, I do not go back. So with a heavy heart, I delivered my speech, and imagine my surprise when I won the Best Speaker Award for my first speech. So after that, I'm not superstitious in numbers at least. I learned to write speeches. I learned how to craft a speech to have an opening, a body, and a closing, and to intertwine your message among them. I learned to give and receive feedback, encouraging yet constructive feedback. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. And here in Toastmasters, you will get loads of honest and genuine feedback. Moving on to level 2, I learned a very important aspect of time management, which helped me in my real life. Earlier on a Monday, when I had to deliver a speech or do a role or anything, I would panic the entire day and hardly do anything. No chores, my kitchen was closed. We would always order on Mondays. But after this project, I learned how to slot my time wisely. Now I can deliver my speech, I do all the household chores, and yes, I cook as well. Well, it's a different thing that my kids are not happy any longer because they used to like the ordering Mondays and not their mama's food. Level 2 taught me about mentorship. It taught me that a mentor is someone who really brings out the best in you. And I'd like to take that opportunity to thank my mentor, Toastmaster Bosco, for his time and support. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Bosco. Time is a luxurious gift which you lavishly spent on me. They say you are who you are because of your mentor. Who would Barack Obama be without his mentor, Michelle Obama? Who would Oprah Winfrey be without her mentor, Maya Angelou? And here in the Dubai Toastmasters Club, who would Divi Alcasos be without her mentor, Bosco Mascarenas? Well, besides Bosco, each and every one of you have been my mentor, who have helped me grow in this journey. But there's still a lot for me to go through. My gratitude would be incomplete if I didn't mention few people here. Starting with Toastmaster Minish, my role model who helped me achieve so much in this time. Next, DTM, Ramesh Anantharaman, my personal advisor, the wisest man I've seen in the Toastmasters fraternity, my go-to person when I have any issues. DTM VP sir, my idol. I look up to you, sir, and I want to be like you one day. DTM Dr. Balan, who's not here, but who's taught me a lot about crafting and drafting speeches and about evaluations. And Toastmaster Saleh, without whom I wouldn't know what a good negotiator I am. Getting Saleh to do his speeches after a long hiatus showed me that I am a good negotiator. So thank you all. Moving on to level 3, I learned about planning. You can make how many plans you have, but without planning, you reach nowhere. So plans are nothing. Planning is everything. And with proper planning and hard work, you will achieve success. By nature, I'm a good listener, but level 3 taught me to be a better listener, a great listener. The secret of a good friendship, the secret of a good relation, the secret of a good leader is being a great listener. So my dear Toastmasters, if you ever need a listening ear, I am here for you. Level 3 taught me about social speeches. Now we come from very large families and have big families and friends, and we have a lot of celebrations. And raising a toast is a part of a celebration. So now I know how to raise a toast for any function in my family and friends. On that note, on behalf of the Dubai Toastmasters Club, D-chaps, please raise your virtual glasses. I have mine, by the way. And let's raise a toast to the man, the myth, the legend, the pride of the Dubai Toastmasters Club, DTM Colonel Mohammed Murad. Cheers, salute, Saud. Alone, you are strong. Together, you are stronger. And that's what I learned in level 4. That a teamwork makes dream work, and a team divides your work and multiplies your success. I take this opportunity to thank my education committee team, Toastmaster Kapil Sharma and Toastmaster Deepa, who's now in Australia, for the work that they've shown and for the work that we've created, a project called Education Library for DTC. If time permits, I will show you that through the end of the meeting. Being a part of XCOM also helped ameliorate my leadership skills. Level 4 taught me empathy and how to use it when handling difficult audience. It taught me not to worry about myself, but to focus on how to customize my speech for the audience. Moving on to level 5, I learned a very important aspect which helps me as a VP education, that is managing events. And this came at the right time. And managing, if you've seen the last Tall Tale contest, that was an example of how to manage an event. I learned that managing an event is not a chance. You need a lot of planning and a lot of organization. It also taught me how to trigger exchange of viewpoints with a healthy discussion by being a panel moderator. So these are some of the things that I have learned across the 5 levels, amongst the many other things. You know, today also marks my 1 year in the Dubai Toastmasters Club. Exactly today, I complete a year. I remember when I was joining, I told Bosco, can I pay you now and join later? Because I was not very happy with the online platform. I wanted the physical platform. But Bosco said, just join now and, you know, just go through some sessions. Eventually, we would go to the physical way, of course, depending on the COVID situation. Bosco, it's been a year and I've completed my entire path on the online platform. As we embark into our physical mode, the thing I'm going to miss about the online platform is looking at myself and adjusting my hair whenever I want. I recall my first meeting in Toastmasters. You know, I used to imagine it to be like a tutor would be there or a coach would be there, and that coach would tell us what to say or how to say. But to my surprise, it was not. Toastmaster Manish was the Toastmaster of the day that day, and the theme was toys. I had never been for a Toastmaster meeting before, never as a guest. I just joined as a member. So I had no idea what the agenda was. Toastmaster Manish kept talking about toys and the toy industry and the $1 billion it was making. And I was noting down everything in case they asked me. Well, that's not all. When the prepared speeches came, Dr. Balan's title was biryani. And I ended up writing his wife's recipe. And as I gradually understood the Toastmasters agenda, I loved the fact that it was a peer-to-peer learning. You strive to improve yourself, others while improving yourself. A week after I joined Toastmasters, I was given the word of the day role, word master of the day. I took it, but when the day came, I was shivering cold. I gathered my guts and I delivered the role. The appreciation and feedback I got was so motivating that there was no stopping me. After that, I took role after role, delivered speech after speech, and in 6 months, I got the Triple Crown Award. And few months later, I got the Toastmaster of the Year award. Speaking of Word Master role, my vocabulary has increased twofold thanks to all the words that we've learned in the meeting. I even learned this word called adipoli thanks to DTM VP Menon. A month after I joined the Dubai Toastmasters, I was coaxed into joining the debate. The theme was climate change being reversible. Well, I had a fair knowledge, but not extensive knowledge that I could debate. So I researched and researched and researched. And even after the debate was over, I researched because the topic touched me. And today I'm a proud member of Emirates Environment Group, doing my bit to protect the environment. So you see, you never know where Toastmasters could take you. All those guests contemplating on joining, please reach out to our membership and join the club. My last year in Toastmasters has been fantabulous. I could extol the virtues of Toastmasters unendingly, but I leave it up to you to discover for yourself how you can benefit in this convivial environment. As I retrospect, among all the things that I told you of what I've learned, and among all the other things that I've learned, the thing that I treasure the most is you, the great relations and the great friendship that I have made in the last 1 year. As Vicharak said, reflection of the past leads you to an action in the future. I have already taken my action. I've registered for my next path. The vista from here is beautiful. See you on the other side. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Dewi. And now for the objectives of the speech, I would like to call upon Sandeep Adnani, her evaluator, to give us the objectives.
Good evening, everyone. Our speaker, Devi, was doing the leadership development path and the project was titled Reflect on Your Path. The purpose statements or the objectives are for the member to reflect on his or her growth during the completion of an entire path. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her growth during the completion of a path. That's it.
Thank you, Sandeep. For the benefit of the guests, you might have heard within the speeches level 1, level 2, pathways. The pathways is a development program for each and every one of us that we have choices to make on which tracks, which skills we need to develop. And each and every project has got a different timing in order to fulfill the objectives of the speech and the project that they are doing. And for that, I would like to invite our timer, Mafaza, to tell us about the timing of the speeches and whether the speakers qualified or not.
Thank you, everyone. Wow, what a beautiful speeches of Salih and Ms. Devi. So as a timer, I'm like changing the colors just to force you to focus only on important points. So speaker 1, Mr. Salih, took 6 minutes and 28 seconds. He is qualified. And speaker 2, TM Devi, has taken 11 minutes and 45 seconds. She is also qualified. Other than that, Sergeant at Arms, 2 minutes 37 seconds. Exact point she has stopped. And then Mr. President has taken a little bit more time, which is 10 minutes and 46 seconds. Other than all, everything is okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mufaza. And now for the unique perspective and unique vista. Every now and then we have educational sessions on different topics within the club, and in order to enrich ourselves in different aspects of communication, leadership, and probably sometimes life as a whole. And for the education session, we have a fantastic Toastmaster, one of the coolest Toastmasters I have ever met. And I really mean that in all the senses. He is cool in his approach, he is cool in his calm, he is cool in the way he plans quietly. So he is an asset to our club, and he has been an asset to our district by taking up roles outside of our club after being the president of the club. Bosco says, my perspective on life has been changing over the period. Now I have learned to accept and surrender to uncertainties. Life is much easier because of this. With a session titled, The Art and Science of the Debate, I ask you to please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Bosco Mascarenhas.
Thank you so much, Colonel Murad. I am humbled by your introduction. And thank you, Divi, for this opportunity, for having trust in me and giving me this session where I'm going to speak about debate. I am surprised myself that I am doing an education session in Dubai Toastmasters Club. 5 years back, I wouldn't have imagined that something like this will happen. And that too about debate, forget the project speeches. Toastmasters has given me so much confidence that I am able to communicate, I am able to take leadership roles, and I am also part of a debate club, and I am learning what debate is. So let me, I have only 15 minutes time, and I'll try to share maximum information to all of you within the short time. And I would like to know how many Toastmasters here are first to experience something about a debate contest. How many of you? You can raise your hands, or you can use the reaction buttons, and then let me know how many are there in this meeting room. Quite a few, right? So this is going to cater to the people mostly who are first time getting the information about a debate contest from the Toastmasters perspective. And today I want to start with a famous quote by Seneca: while we teach, we learn. Okay, teaching is one of the effective ways of learning. So today we are going to learn together. And debate from a Toastmasters perspective. Okay, the vista of debate is huge. There are many debate formats. Today we will focus only on the debate format followed at the Toastmasters debate contests. From the Toastmasters perspective, debating is a combination of prepared speeches and impromptu speaking, combined with inspirational and persuasive speaking. This makes an ideal format where all the aspects of Toastmasters craft can be utilized together. A formal debate offers to the Toastmaster an outstanding opportunity to develop the three basic abilities that are foundation of the entire Toastmasters program. It develops better listening, better thinking, and better speaking, not only for the participants, but also for the spectators. Participation in a debate develops your ability to make quick response, present coherent arguments, and make a clear presentation of your views. Nowhere else a Toastmaster can find an ideal method of learning and speaking in a head-on situation.
If I may, Bosco, there is
Yes, sir.
some noise, so if everyone could put their mics on mute, thank you so much.
I think it's coming from Bosco's background, Murad. because everybody's on mute actually.
So we cannot ask Bosco to mute. So Bosco, you could.
The reason is the sound was from my side, so I've made arrangements.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, the benefits of debate. We are all here in Toastmasters to improve our communication skills, which is a ultimate help in real life. When we practice debate, there are so many benefits. I've just listed a few here: the retention of information, listening skills, how to structure your thoughts, building confidence. It complements your public speaking skills. But most importantly, it teaches you how to see an argument from another perspective than your own. And today it's very relevant for the theme of the day, which is brought in by our Toastmaster of the day, Colonel Murad. At the core of debating is practicing how to argue. While it might seem combative, it actually teaches you great many skills that help you get along with people. Debating helps us to be more creative, teaches us empathy and lateral thinking. Now let's get on directly to our debate. So these are the debate speech roles. We have two teams. There is a team A, there is a team B. Okay, in each team there are 3 speakers. Speaker 1 will be opening, then there is a rebuttal speaker, then you have a closing speaker. You have the same for the team B also. Let's say there is a debate, women are better leaders than men. So the team A will stand by the motion and speak, women are better leaders than men. Team B will oppose the motion and they will speak against the motion. And this is the speaking sequence, what you see on the screen. The opening speaker of the opening speaker of the proposition, followed by the opening speaker of the opposition, followed by the rebuttal speaker of the opposition, then the rebuttal speaker of the proposition, so that the rebuttal speaker will get enough time to prepare. And then the team B, or the rebuttal closing speaker of the opposition and the closing speaker of the proposition. So the team which started the debate will end the debate. Opening speakers and rebuttal speakers both have 3 minutes to present their side of the story. So 2 minutes they will see a green, and 2.5 minutes they will see the amber, and 3 minutes they will see the red, and the speaker is given 10 seconds grace time, and after 10 seconds the speaker will be muted. In the online scenario, earlier we used to clap and the speaker will end the speech. The closing speaker on both sides will have 2 minutes. So 1, 1.5, 2, and 10 seconds grace period. See, this is going to help us in real life. You know, in real life, just imagine we are arguing and we have this time frame. Okay, an entire debate will be over in 20 minutes. Of course, in real life, it doesn't happen, but world will be a better place if it happens. And while we are training ourselves and practicing to do debate sessions, we also will get better in the real life while we are putting out our perspective during sharing of opinion or in an argument. So Now let's see what the opening speaker will have to do during his speaking time. He has to first define the motion. Okay, he will say, like, we on this side of the house strongly stand by the motion. That's how he will start. He will define the motion. He will build his case strong, credible, convincing both to the opponents as well as the audience. He will present the arguments backed by evidence, statistics, scientific evidence, studies, surveys. Of course, all of this should be latest. You cannot quote statistics from 18th century and make it relevant for the current scenario. So it has to be relevant. And also sometimes even quoting Google or a vague blog article also will not be a strong evidence for the argument. And he has to make a very emphatic closing. It has to be strong, and he will say, and for all these reasons, the motion must stand if he is the proposition team, or the motion must fall if he is in the opposition team. And of course, he has to close on time. 3 minutes, 10 seconds. More than that, like he has to summarize and close before that time. Otherwise, he'll not have time to give all his points. The rebuttal speaker. The rebuttal speaker has to defeat the opponent's logic with his logic and establish his point of view. The best form of doing a rebuttal is, I will suggest, to take a piece of paper, draw a line in the center, write all the opponent's points on one side, okay, and also jotting down the rebuttal points on the other. The source of rebuttal, that is also very important. You'll be wondering, how can a rebuttal speaker come up with research material, with statistics. There comes the preparation. The team has to prepare. The three of the participants, the opening speaker, rebuttal speaker, and the closing speaker, together have to prepare for the speech, for the debate. So they will do the research, put it together, and the rebuttal speaker will have to do research as if he is going to speak for the topic, take the points, and then write the rebuttal points. This way, he or she will be prepared to do the rebuttal. And of course, the rebuttal speaker also should finish on time. Now, the closing speaker. The closing speaker is very, very important, because he is going to actually bring out what his team has spoken. And see, he is going to repeat whatever the opening speaker and the rebuttal speaker has shared, but he is going to, if he wants to make it effective, he is going to summarize everything with an attitude and with a style. He has to speak already like he is a winner, like his team has already established the points. And of course, the time, he has to speak within the time, because for the closing, it's only 2 minutes and 10 seconds. So team coordination is very important while presenting the speech. It also adds points for speaking, for the team coordination. And of course, all the three speakers should treat this as a speech, normal speech, where we have opening, where we have closing, and where we have the body before closing. Definitely research, as much as research as possible has to be done. And one more thing is, whatever be the topic, all your personal opinions, all your ideologies, ideas have to be wrapped up and put it in a side. And you have to, just for you to give an example, if the topic is vegetarian or non-vegetarian, okay, which is healthier, and you are a pure vegetarian and you're going to speak for a non-vegetarian side, then you are the ambassador of non-vegetarian food for that 20 minutes of debate. This is very important. If you are emotional about your ideas and ideologies, then participating in the debate effectively will be a problem. Now, these are about the speeches, and this is the judging criteria. Like, in this picture, you can see that content is the king. 70% of the points for the contest, markings are given 70% for content and 30% for the delivery. And this is how they are divided. Structure, organization, and supporting material, they get 30 points. Ideas, logic, conviction, and believability gets 20 points. Team coordination, as I told you, when the opening speaker, rebuttal speaker, and the closing speaker, they connect together. They share the same, like they can share the same sentences. All that will fetch them more points for team coordination. The voice, flexibility, and volume will get 10 points. The directness and enthusiasm will get 10 points. Grammar, pronunciation, and
I think you've been accidentally muted, TM Bosco.
Is Bosco done?
I think the host muted me by mistake. Now, can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, we can hear you, see you.
Okay, fine. So this comes to the almost I'm at the end of the presentation. So I just want to close with this is my last slide. The speech, it has to have a balance of ethics, emotion, and logic. So a well-balanced speech will actually be effective, will entertain the audience, will convince all the participants and also the judges when they are marking. So these are the few points which you have to remember. Use soft words and hard arguments. Definitely the rebuttal speaker and the closing speaker will not bring in any new points. Only the opening speaker will bring the points. The rebuttal speaker will only rebut the opponent's points and bring in his points from the opening speaker just for support. And closing speaker, of course, he has to divide his time between the opening points and the rebuttal points. And of course, humor is something which will actually a very effective way to convey your points. So wherever possible, use humor. And no personal, no personal hurting we have to avoid. That the team has to have good chemistry and never use unparliamentary words. So keeping this in mind, you can definitely go and prepare for the debate. I urge all the new members to nominate themselves for the upcoming debate contest. That is a great learning. So only by participating you will learn. There is a first time for everything. So please contact the VP Education and participate, and your learning will multiply. Okay, when you are doing any role in the Toastmasters meeting, you learn. When you are doing speeches, you learn more. And when you go to contests, you learn even more. And when you go for a debate contest, that is the ultimate, just by contesting. So with that, I would like to leave with a closing quote. This quote is by a debate expert, Roberta Hyland. Debate is one of those things that definitely has rewards. What you do to what you want to do with the rest of, no matter what you want to do with the rest of your life. Do we have time for questions?
No, Bosco, I think we are right on time.
Okay.
Actually, you've taken up the time that I made before you, but you're right on time. So if there are any questions, you can send them
please.
to Bosco on the chat, and probably he will be able to answer. Sure. As well as, if you would like, you can send direct messages to the speakers about your perspectives on their speech, and if you have any feedback for them, please do so right now. We will also have the voting for the best speaker, because that was missed. I thought that if we have two speakers, then we don't do voting, but the VP Education told me that we should do. So please vote for the best speaker that is coming up on the screen, and the voting is for the members only.
Okay, we are getting the votes, and yes, we've got all the votes. You can continue.
Great, thank you. Another quote about perspectives. It says, our perspectives and perceptions affect so much of our individual realities. And now for off-the-cuff perspectives, I invite our table topic master of the evening, and Nahid says, when it comes about my perspective of life, I always remember my favorite Tony Robbins quote, which is, life doesn't happen to you. It happens for you. This idea is powerful both in our personal lives and our professional lives. Instead of waiting for things to happen to you, instead of worrying about the competition, instead of complaining about the economy, we all have the power to make choices and take control of our lives. Nahid, for your table topics.
Thank you, TMOD. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. The purpose of Table Topic Master is to facilitate table topic where the guests and members, they have the opportunity to practice impromptu speaking. I will introduce the topics and call on the speakers who will have 2 minutes to speak on that subject. The timer will show the green light on 1 minute and yellow or amber light after 1 minute 30 seconds. And and red light in 2 minutes, and you have the grace of 30 seconds. We have two groups of people. One, they are so excited and they have the broad vista of improvement for table topics. They want to practice their impromptu speaking. And the other group, they just pray that their name won't be called out. What's your perspectives of table topic? Mine, I'm so happy that I'm topic master that no one called out my name. Without further ado, let's move on to the topics. First topic, we see what we want to see, your thought. And the speaker, DTM VP Menon. We see what we want to see. Your topic is we see what we want to see, your thought. DT VP Menon.
Thank you very much, Table Topic Master Nahid. It's an amazing topic, and it's actually a fact of life that we see what we want to see. Just like DTM Mohammed Murad said in the opening story, the lady was just seeing what she wanted to see. But the moment the monk was able to change her perspective of looking at things, she just changed the way she saw things. So it's always we see what we want to see. And that's absolutely true in every aspect of life. There's no doubt about it at all. I mean, imagine if you want to buy a car and you think of buying a Mercedes, for example. You're a rich guy, you want to buy a Mercedes. What you will experience is that you will only see Mercedes on the road because your focus is on the Mercedes because you plan to buy it. And before you decided to buy a Mercedes, there were so many Mercedes around, but you never noticed it because you never thought of seeing a Mercedes. The moment you decided, the moment your focus moved into a Mercedes, buying a Mercedes, you see Mercedes all around. And that happens in every aspect of life, every single aspect of life. Yeah, we just delete things which we don't focus on, and we experience things which we focus on. And that's why, Nahid, your favorite speaker, Tony Robbins, also says, where focus goes, energy flows. Yeah, it's all about the focus. It's all about where you want to focus. And just like in Mohammed Murad's story, the lady decided to focus on the positives. When it rains, yes, there will be umbrellas selling. Yeah, when it's sunny, when it stops raining, yes, the noodles can be dried. And the moment we shift our perspective, the moment we start looking at things from a different angle, from a different viewpoint, everything changes in our life. So the change has to happen here and everything else changes. So going back to the topic, I completely agree that we see only what we want to see. Over to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much. It's amazing that it's all about our focus. So let's have a positive focus that we can see everything in positive. Thank you so much, DTM VP Menon. The next topic is people say it's all in your mind. What do you think? So the speaker we can choose is TM Alifia. People say it's all in your mind. What do you think? TM Alifia.
The vista about what is in our mind versus what is happening around us versus what is on other people's mind versus what could be potentially in the past happening on our mind versus what could potentially be the future or what is going on. And why the bigger question is, are we in the present? The bigger question is, are we more obsessed about what could or could not be? Are we spending our time thinking a lot about what could or could not be, or can we be more present, accept a positive vista, which can change our perspective and which can change the outcome from whatever we have and make the best out of what we do. I would love to share an example. My little daughter, she's 11 now, but when she's quite famous in Dubai Toastmasters Club, especially when we used to have face-to-face meetings. And she loves to come for most meetings. And there's so much I have to learn from this little 11-year-old today. And 2 years back when she was 9, she was so full of joy. And she's always had this thing about, Mama, what do you think about? And why do you overthink so much? Can we just not take action and just move on? I mean, why do we need to? And she's one little kid who, and there's so much to learn from what's on the little mind of that little child. And if we use them as our role models, the world for us adults would really improve and would really change. So let me end with asking you, what is on your mind and what are you going to do next? Over to you.
Thank you so much, TM Alifia. That was amazing. I like how you brought the examples and you used twice the word of the day. Thank you so much. The next topic is what makes a person rich? And let's go for TM Rashid Hussain. Your topic is what makes a person rich? What makes a person rich? TM Rashid Hussain.
Am I audible to you?
Yes.
Okay, thanks, TM Nahid. For me, what makes a person rich is their thoughts, because what he's thinking in his mind and what is his perspective, he's passing his time and his life according to that perspective. So if the perspective is positive and to grow and to develop, so he will work according to that perspective. So we can see the example of so many famous peoples in the world and in the history, that how they pursue in their lives, in their careers, and they make their names in the world. So it is all about the perspective and how they are pursuing in the life, and how they are struggling and how they are making their efforts to make themselves rich. And rich is also not according to the money, but in their thoughts, in their habits, and helping others, and so many perspectives where they can be rich and they can make a better life around them. I think it's up to you. Thank you.
Thank you, TM Rashid Hussain. That was amazing how you brought up that how richness is not about only money. It's about the mindset. Thank you so much. Do we have time to go for more speaker? TM Mazaffa?
It's 8 minutes 49 seconds. It's
okay.
Yeah.
So we may go for maybe a couple of more speakers.
One more, if possible, please.
Okay. Now let's go for our guest try one topic. Guest Jassim Al-Bulushi. Your topic is attitude or aptitude. What, according to you, is more important? Attitude or aptitude? What, according to you, is more important? Jassim Al-Bulushi.
Nahid, I think Jassim logged out. I can't see him. Perhaps we can call Rami.
Rami. Okay. I will repeat your topic again. Attitude or aptitude? What, according to you, is more important?
For me, it's attitude. I believe the attitude is most important, because your attitude reflects everything else that you do. So from attitude comes everything else.
You have more time to expand it.
Okay. Well, how do I say it? Well, basically, your attitude is how you attack anything that you do. So if you want to gain knowledge in a certain subject, your attitude determines how well you absorb that information. Sorry, just one second. Yeah, so your attitude depends how you absorb that information. If you want to start a new venture, if you want to, improve a relationship, whatever it is that you want to do, your attitude determines how well you do it. So, and of course, your perspective, the way you view your outer environment, that all plays, that's what determines how well it is that you do in this environment, this physical environment. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. That was amazing. That was your first impromptu speaking and you did it very well.
Thank you. Well, I didn't expect it.
That was great. If you have time, I can go for one more speaker. Timer?
No, we don't have time. It's 11:53. Yeah.
Okay then. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Nahid. And thank you, speakers. For the benefit of the guests, table topics is choosing people who are given topics they do not expect or unknown to them. And they have to speak from 1 to 2 minutes on the topic itself so that you can get your thinking going. I would like to ask our timer, Mufaza, for the timing of the speakers, please.
Thank you so much. VP Menon, 2.2 minute, 00 second, exact 2 minute. And TM Alifia, exact 2 minute, 2 minute, 00 second. And TM Rashid, 1 minute, 28 second. And the last speaker, I couldn't get his name. He is 1 minute, 27 second.
Rami Barakat.
Rami Barakat.
Rami.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so for now, I'd like to have the voting for the best speaker. And not only Luay, who has just signed up for membership, all the other guests also can vote for the table topics.
I'm getting the responses, TMOD, we can continue.
Thank you very much. Now for the next segment where we get evaluated. The speakers who have done their project speeches will get evaluated by their respective evaluations based on the objectives that have been set forth for the project. But before that, I would like to share with you another quote from the famous Confucius, who says, everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. But now for the evaluators who probably have seen and listened to the project speeches more than all of us with attentiveness, and I would like to ask our first evaluator, Toastmaster Manish Ratnadurai, to evaluate the first speaker, Saleh Raja. Manish.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. So today we saw Toastmaster Saleh attempt his Innovative Planning Pathway Level 2, Project 3, Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The title was Life Journey. So let's take a look at what Toastmaster Saleh's mentored life journey at Toastmasters had to offer. A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Something I absolutely loved about the speech I heard today from Toastmaster Saleh was that he decided to start off with a bad experience of mentoring. And the reason I really liked it and appreciated it was that sometimes that's the reality. And not everything is, rainbows and sunshine. Sometimes you do have these bad experiences, and I really felt the authenticity of it. And why I thought it was really well placed at the start is because once you hear that, you really understand why the speaker appreciated what was coming next. Because what came next were examples of how he was mentored really well. And that came in from different mentors at different stages of his 3 years at Toastmasters, the past 3 years. An opportunity that I thought was lost here was that the speaker could have gone into a little bit more of a detailed anecdote or story, which would have added a lot of value into how he actually got mentored. But nevertheless, we were given those examples of how he got mentored by those particular mentors. And if we had given those anecdotes, it would have really also assisted in how we decided to close that segment by giving us 3 aspects of being mentored in Toastmasters. This was like it being a two-way street, and also, taking your own decision, not only listening to your mentor. All in all, I thought the structure was really well done, and it definitely met the criteria and the requirements for this particular project. In terms of the delivery, I felt that the speaker had really prepared well enough that he had a lot of confidence and really had command of the stage. And I noticed that this particular speaker, it keeps improving, and this was no exception. What I would have liked to see is the speaker challenge himself in probably creating a stage area, delivering the speech standing up, and using that stage area. I did feel that the speaker's gestures were done really well and worked hand in hand, no pun intended, with what he was saying. In summary, the speech was well structured. It fulfilled the requirements and the objectives of the speech or the project. The delivery was done with confidence and it had great gestures. Where I think the speaker could have improved was by adding a bit more detailed and anecdotes and stories, and challenging himself to have a stage area. I certainly enjoyed the speech and think the vista looks bright for our speaker today. All the best, Toastmaster Saleh. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Manish. And now for the second evaluator to evaluate Toastmaster Dewi. Sandeep's perspective on life is that there is only one life that we are aware of that exists, so we might as well live that king size. I am trying to work on mindfulness, which is experiencing life in that moment. It's hard, but it's a concept. It's quite appealing. And the day I master that, or at least get close to it, I would begin experiencing life in the true sense instead of rat race that this phase of life demands. Please join me in welcoming our second evaluator, Sandeep Adnan.
Thank you, DTM Murad. Some beautiful paths can't be discovered without you getting lost. A beautiful path it was, and lost you definitely did. So our speaker today took us through a beautiful journey of how her path went in Toastmasters. Toastmaster Devi, I must say, as far as speaking and grammar is considered, you're naturally gifted. And I think that's something which really comes as your strength. Besides the positive energy and the the moment you give a speech, there's this vibe of positive energy around you. I think that also adds impetus to your message. Today you had everything that was required. You checked all the boxes. Your body language, especially when you said take you along, or when you spoke about delivering a baby or listening ear or nose stopping, all those signs of body language were quite well done. You also acknowledged all the members who made your journey worth the experience, right from your mentor, Toastmaster Bosco, other senior members. You also raised a toast, which was quite well done. You also used props, as again, all the checks in the boxes were done. You had visual aids in the form of the trophy that you had as Toastmaster of the Year, or the champagne glass when you raised the toast. So all those things just added more and more value to your message. Each path had a beautiful message of its own. You spoke about time management, mentorship, planning, teamwork, managing events and people. I think the way you linked each path to a message was quite a technique which was well used, and I think again that sort of just justified the fact that you had a brilliant year of learning all throughout. You also used humor, especially when you spoke about superstition. You spoke about your children preferred actually dining out or preferred the ordering out instead of your food. Also the fact that you mentioned that negotiating, especially with Toastmaster Saleh, and I know what it feels like because I've done that a few times in the past. So I think all that just added value, and humor was sprinkled all throughout your speech. You checked all the right boxes. Now, suggestions for improvement, I think vocal variety. I didn't miss much of it, but it was a part of your objective and evaluation sheet. Not much of it was used, so there could be scope of adding vocal variety. The play of the hair was a little distracting. It was quite often throughout your speech. And sometimes, I think somewhere the experience of the path moved into promoting Toastmasters in general. I think there was a slight divert because you started off with how good the path was, but soon you moved to promoting Toastmasters all the way through. So I think that could have been avoided. Overall, I think congratulations on your 1-year completion. Congratulations on your path completion. So many milestones. In the famous words of DV, seeing people grow and evolve gives you a high. We surely got a high with your path completion and reflection today. I leave you with the one last thought. Life is a circle. The end of one journey is the beginning of the next. Wish you all the best for your upcoming ones. Thank you, Toastmaster TV. Over to Toastmaster Day.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Sandeep. And now for the timing. Toastmaster Mufaza, please, the timing of the evaluators.
Yeah, thank you so much. That was really a constructive evaluation of those beautiful speeches. So TM Manish has taken 3 minutes, 17 seconds, and TM Sandeep has taken exact 3 minutes. Thank you.
Both of them qualified.
Yes, both of them qualified, yes.
Thank you very much. And now for the votes. Again, the votes are for members only for evaluation. So please vote for one of them or just say, I'm not a Toastmaster or Blue Eye.
Okay, TMOD, I'm getting the responses, so we can continue.
Thank you very much. And now for the reports. As people, we strive for feedback on how well we have done, not only individually, but also as a group. And probably the set of reports that we have are more of how we did as a group, because as a club, we are always acting as a group as well as individually. So for the first report, I would like to invite Toastmaster Babita D'Souza for the our counter report. Please welcome Babita.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Thank you, TMOD. Good evening, TMOD, fellow Toastmasters, and all the guests. My role today is counter. You got it right. Actually, you know what? These are some of the filler words that we usually use in our vocabulary while speaking out loud. These words actually do not add any value to our speeches, but these are like just spoiling the beauty of it. So we usually avoid using these filler words. A tip would be use pause in the middle. It's just a mindset tip. Be comfortable while speaking out. You can say, you can take a pause, take a deep breath, because these pauses will help the listener to grasp your speech better. Without delaying further, I would just present the R report for the day. TM DTM VP Menon used filler word yeah 2 times. DTM Minesh used a word 5 times. President Sagar used a word filler word nearly 7 to 8 times. And guess who's the winner of the day? Our very own ex-president TM Bosco, who used a number of times. Again, no offense. This is just a fun learning drive. Thank you. Over to you, TMOD.
Thank you very much, Babita. And now for the second report, the Word Master report. CB.
Thank you, TMOD. Here is the today's report, Wordmaster report. The word Vista used TM Bosco 1 time, TM Alifia 2 times, TM Nahid 1 time. And the word Vista used most of the time by TM Colonel Murad. Congrats, sir. Over to you.
Thank you very much.
4 times. Yeah.
Thank you. The next report is the Grammarians Report. What did we do well and what we didn't? Robert.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day, Murad. For the benefit of guests, the role of grammarian is to look at the speakers, listening to them carefully, paying attention, not so much from the vista of a grammar Nazi who's going to explain why they need to go back to school, but to look for good examples of vocabulary, use of the language, or quotations used in strong ways, but also look at some areas for improvement. Now, in this regard, I focused on Toastmaster Saleh and Toastmaster Divi. As somebody who loves the sound of the spoken language, I was very taken with Toastmaster Saleh's use of alliteration or near alliteration, examples being a firm and principled approach, and the lovely comment with which he closed out the speech, better than 1,000 days of diligent study, which, if it is not a quotation, deserves to be. It is eminently quotable, and I do look forward to hearing people use that with citations back to Toastmaster Saleh. Beautiful use of glossophobia and protégé. Toastmaster Dewey began with the lovely Dewey quote reflecting on experience, which brought us into the speech very, very nicely. Had a huge range of excellent vocabulary, epoch in my journey, ameliorate. I love the use, oh, sorry, my video has bounced off, I don't know why. I love the use of Breakfast of Champions, and I adored the image of entwine the message. Very, very nicely done. On the other side, somebody said, I reached the right direction, which is inappropriate as a direction is not a point which you can reach, but in which you could travel. Another one was, even he didn't, which is better to move the even to the verb which is modifying, he didn't even. We had one after one, which is not incorrect, but is more commonly given as one after another. Another may have been just a slip of the tongue, see the best out of people, which would be see the best in people or bring the best out of people. We had retrospect used as a verb, which is excellent, but as with its synonym, look back on, you would tend to retrospect on or see things in retrospect. And that's Grammarians Report. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Bob, for this detailed and very entertaining report. A lot of insights. Thanks, Bob. And now for the ultimate report, the General Evaluators Report. And as that quote goes, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Let's see what things have changed from her perspective. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Pragnaya.
Thank you so much, DTM Murad. Good evening, everybody. So my role today as the general evaluator is to basically provide the vista of the meeting today in general and what went really well and how we as a club can improve and get better. So to start off with, when I was given the invitation to attend this meeting today morning, a few things went into my mind. One of the oldest clubs in the region, the 691st meeting, the TMOD is none other than DTM Colonel Murad. So what would you expect? Well, I expected nothing less than really high standards and excellence. And I was not disappointed today by any means. This was one of the best meetings that I have attended, and the quality of the meeting and the quality of the way it was conducted was beyond excellence. So I really want to share a lot of positive things about what I've seen today, and also what a lot of things that I have learned, which I honestly believe a lot of us need to implement in our clubs outside of DTC as well. So to start off with, one of the things that I loved was your agenda. Even before the meeting, the agenda is so detailed, where any person who has come to the meeting, even for the first time, and looks at it, they know what is going on and how long each section needs to happen. And the best part is the timer needn't be given any special instructions, as they can see in the agenda, when the screen needs to turn green, yellow, and amber. So I absolutely loved that. And of course, the role players group was created up front, and I'm sure that enabled a lot of smooth communication between the TMOD and the members of the role players of the meeting as well. So brilliantly done. And then we came here and had a networking session. So there was 15 minutes given in the agenda for networking. However, I would like to say that this was a part that slightly disappointed me, because there was, for a larger portion of that time, just silence on the screen. So I wish to see that the members actually switched on their cameras, engaged with each other, because if this was an offline meeting, that is what you would be doing, right? You would be talking to each other, going and shaking hands, asking each other a lot of stuff. So that can still happen on the online, because we shouldn't miss out on that, the opportunity to actually catch up with each other. So I felt that was slightly missing. It did catch up towards the end though. Then we kicked off the meeting with the beautiful and elegant Sergeant at Arms, Rashmi. So she was so elegant in the way she presented her Sergeant at Arms opening. She opened with such a beautiful smile and energy that it straight away told us what we were getting ourselves into. She mentioned the mission, and she even mentioned the Toastmaster values, which I've not seen done much in a lot of clubs. So very well done on that. And also the idea that you were mentioning to the audience that you are going to record, and if anybody has an objection, then they need to write to the email address. I think that was brilliant, because it's important for us to take consent from everybody present. So that was a good initiative that I saw here as well. If I only have to nitpick, Toastmaster Rashmi, I would have loved to see you give the president a very nice and warm introduction. The president deserves, he's the president of the club, the CEO of the club, and he deserves a very bright and welcoming introduction, I feel. So I think as the Sergeant at Arms, you have the opportunity to introduce the president almost 24 times in the entire year, right? So just to challenge yourself, maybe you can, just go out of your way, or go think out of the box and try to find different things to introduce the president with. And you can be witty or clever or anything here, but just adding a little bit of spunk there, I think would have taken your role to the next level as well. Then, of course, we had our president, brilliantly done. He did everything that a president was supposed to do, the TM history, the leadership hierarchy, they even put up the pictures of the XCOM. So even the guests or new members who have joined know whom they need to reach out to for anything in the club or even beyond. So, you mentioned all about the TM benefits, the pathways, and basically even told us what the club is about, the culture of the club and everything. So anybody who comes to this meeting, they know what they're in for. So that was really, really well done. If I have to nitpick on the president, well, two things that I noted down here. One, is because there are a lot of guests here and we tend to use a lot of jargon. So we could have possibly explained to the audience what we mean by area, division, or district, because they don't understand that. We did put up pictures of the leaders, but they don't understand how big we are talking about. So maybe just explaining a little bit about, 4 clubs come under area, and this is our area director. 4 areas come under division. This is our division director. So just that kind of picture would probably make it clear, would break down the jargon that we use. And also, I would have loved to see Toastmaster Sagar smile a little bit more. He smiled towards the end, but I missed it in the beginning. So I wish he was smiling a lot more. Then we had our TMOD, Colonel Murad. What a beautiful introduction for him. I think by now, his introduction is so elaborate that his experience speaks for himself. So well done on that, Toastmaster Sagar. And what can I say about Toastmaster Murad? If anybody needs to learn how to do a TMOD role, they need to have seen this meeting. The time management done by the TMOD of the day, which is one of the crucial roles of the TMOD, was brilliant. He did use up 4 minutes of his opening in a video, but he made such good use of it, drilled right into the topic of theme of the day, and took everyone through the meeting so smoothly. There was absolutely no glitches whatsoever. When he actually missed asking for the evaluator reading the purpose of the speech before the first speaker, I was wondering, okay, how come he missed that? Like, okay, he probably just forgot. But then he actually came back and said, oh, you see how the perspective changes when we don't listen to the objectives first. Well, that was brilliantly done. So the theme was actually incorporated in the way he dealt with the roles as well. So Toastmaster Murad, I think that I have a lot to learn from you today, and I have tons of notes just on how to do the TMOD role more effectively. So brilliant job done on that front. Only thing because I'm just trying to nitpick, really, honestly, there's nothing I could really find. I've seen this being done in other clubs, and I thought that was a good thing, and that the TMOD can probably walk through the agenda before the audience, because if in some case there are guests who do come here and they have not seen the agenda before, then maybe the TMOD can actually just walk through it saying this is how our meeting is going to go on. So just that, maybe people who have not seen the agenda beforehand, maybe they'll get the idea as well. That's about it. Then word master Sibi, Vista, what a beautiful word. I think it was well used by a lot of people in the meeting, and your report showed does that as well. So and very good usages of the word came out in the meeting as well. So that was brilliantly done. It was a very easy word to use, and I loved the way you actually explained, the way that you put up the slide and you gave us the word and the meaning and all that. So if I could just suggest a few improvements for the word master, maybe the word could have been displayed in the chat box as well periodically so that people don't forget it. Maybe you can just keep reminding them in the chat about it, or have a virtual background with the word written on it if your camera was on. I would have also loved to see the antonyms of the word if possible, so that we know when not to use the word as well. Right, so wrong usages of the word could have also been highlighted. Otherwise, it's a beautiful word, very well done. I loved it. Then we had 2 beautiful speakers today, Toastmaster Saleh, Toastmaster Devi. Wonderful topics, mentoring and reflecting on path, both really deep topics and handled really well with personal stories, and they were taken for a ride. I love the speeches, but I will not evaluate the speeches because the evaluators have already done that. So we had Taima Mafaza, who I think did a brilliant job. She was so on spot with timing everything, from the beginning. She was showing the lights constantly, and it was really well done. And I also enjoyed the fact that you put in the voting itself, you had the option, I'm not a Toastmaster, because yes, Toastmasters are guests are not allowed to vote for the best speaker, best evaluator. So having that option actually helps us use the Zoom feature as well. So well done. Education session by Bosco, Art of Debate. He nailed it like really well. Everything about debate, how it's conducted, how each role player needs to perform, what are his 2 cents added to it. Very well done, Toastmaster Bosco. And I'm wondering why you have not done education sessions on debate before, because you should do lots more of them. Then we had our table topic master, Nahid. Beautiful topics and all related to the theme of the meeting. So that was very, very, very nice to see. And she explained the role, she explained how they need to speak, and she she just gave the topic out front, because everybody is then listening to it and they don't know who is going to be picked. So it keeps the attention of all the audience. And then she calls on people. So that was very nice. And when we had a little bit of extra time, we did invite a guest as well. So that was very nice to see. And guest Rami, I think very well attempted for being the first time that you're doing a table topics in such a setting. Very, very well done indeed. So I think all speakers did speak, like 2 of the speakers did speak for 2 minutes. So they used their time pretty well. And all the speakers had very interesting takes on the topic that is given to them. So I really have nothing much to say on that front. Then we came to the evaluation section. By the way, I cannot see the timer, so I hope I'm on time. Oh, I'm over time. Okay, I'll wrap up. Right, so we came to the evaluation section. Toastmaster Ramesh and Sandeep, both of them did brilliantly well. And I saw 2 different approaches of evaluations being done today. So Toastmaster Minesh used the speaker approach, which means when he shared his feedback, he referred to the speaker as, the speaker said this, the speaker did this, and that was the way he referred to the speaker. Toastmaster Sandeep used the you approach, where he was saying, you did this well, you could do this better. Right, so 2 different approaches, but I enjoyed both of them, and they really gave constructive feedback, and there was a lot that the speakers could actually take away. So Grammarian and R Counter and Wordmaster, all of them brilliant reports, very nicely done. And Grammarian Bob, I think I really need to learn from you a lot more on English. Definitely. Thank you for having me here. And so I apologize to Toastmaster Mufaza because she's flashing the red light, red screen from that time. So thank you for having me here. Thank you for the opportunity. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much, Pragna. An amazing general evaluation. We have certainly learned a lot from a club perspective, and we take everything that you have said to heart and work on them, definitely. And on that note, just because you said that we need to share our schedule with the guests, this is the schedule that you were hearing about. And while you are looking and browsing at the schedule, I would like to put on the vote for the best role player of the evening. And these are the roles that are not voted on in the meeting itself. So could we have the poll, please?
Polls have been launched and I'm getting the responses.
Great, thank you so much. A small segment which has not been presented in the schedule, and that is our Vice President Education would like a few minutes to present the library. So Dewi, please go ahead. You're muted.
Thank you, TMOD. Good evening once again, dear fellow Toastmasters. I just take 2-3 minutes of yours to share with you an education library that the education team has made for the club. Now, we in the education team noticed that it was taking a lot of time when new members come, a lot of time and efforts from both the ends, from the education team as well as from the members. Whenever a role was given, we had to explain to them, share the Toastmasters documents. We had to tell them, go to YouTube and look at search for the roles in that. So that was time consuming from both the ends. We had to have Zoom calls after Zoom calls. So we decided, in order to save time, effort, and to have like a one-stop shop, like a ready reference for all the new members, we came up with the education library. This is how the education library looks. It has a welcome message to all the new members. We have all the meeting roles over here defined. So your table topic master, your grammarian, you click, for example, and these all have links. You click on grammarian, grammarian will take you exactly to the role. It will tell you what are your responsibilities. And there is a video over here which will take you only to the grammarian role. So you click on that, you go only to that particular role. So this is like very easy, very convenient. I have shared it across. After doing it, I have shared it across to new members, and we really had good feedback on this because it saved a lot of time and efforts. And I want to especially thank just give me a moment, there's something. The team behind this, that is Kapil Sharma and Toastmaster Kapil Sharma and Toastmaster Deepa. This was the team behind this project. Both are assistant VP education. Toastmaster Deepa migrated to Australia, but even at that time, she continued the work on this project. So I was blessed to have this team to do this, and this will be shared across to everybody. That's it from me. Thank you so much, Colonel Murad, for giving me those 2 minutes.
No problems. Thank you very much, Dewi. And now for my closing remarks. It has been a fantastic experience coming back as Toastmaster of the Day after so much time. And probably this is the second time I am doing Toastmaster of the Day since COVID, virtually. And it's been a reinforcement experience for me. Thank you everyone for participating and making it an enjoyable session for me. I will certainly remember it. And I would like to leave you with another video that I believe will take part in your hearts and minds from now onwards, just like it has done for me.
I don't accept the idea that tomorrow will be a better day. I have been impacted, and life as I know it is over. I don't believe I have the courage to keep going. This fight will never end. My new normal is that hopelessness is more powerful than hope. Darkness defeats light. My heart keeps saying our journey will be forgotten. I refuse to believe that something good will come from this. Life is beautiful is a lie. I don't have any fight left. Nothing can lift me up. You cannot tell me I am strong and things will get easier. I know that life will never be the same. But does it have to be this way? What if hope could turn this around? Life will never be the same. I know that things will get easier, and I am strong. You cannot tell me nothing can lift me up. I don't have any fight left is a lie. Life is beautiful, and something good will come from this. I refuse to believe that our journey will be forgotten. My heart keeps saying, light defeats darkness. Hope is more powerful than hopelessness. My new normal is that this fight will never end, but I have the courage to keep going. I don't believe life as I know it is over. I have been impacted, and tomorrow will be a better day. I don't accept the idea that I am broken.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's all about perspectives. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, TMOD Colonel Murad. What an amazing session we witnessed today. I would invite everyone to unmute yourself and give a big round of applause to our TMOD, DTM Colonel Murad. Thank you, DTM Colonel Murad, for making our one more day memorable. Now I will remember one more day with you, 691 meeting. Thank you so much. Now we are having an interesting session that is called Achievement Award Ceremony, and I will share my screen for that. Give me a thumbs up, Devi, if you can see. Thank you. Now we witnessed two amazing speeches today, two amazing speakers, Toastmaster Devi and different role players today. So now start with best role player. And this award goes to our Toastmaster Pragnya. Give a big round of applause to Toastmaster Pragnya for taking up this role. Thank you so much. Now another award, best evaluator. We have two best evaluators today, and we are surprising both are the winners. We got Toastmaster Minesh and Toastmaster Sandeep. They both got the equal results today. So congratulations to both of them for winning this award. Best table topic speaker. All were very good, and the best of which goes to none other than DTM VP Menon. Congratulations, DTM VP Menon. Best speaker. This is also very tough competition, and this award goes to our VP Education, Toastmaster TV. Congratulations, TV, not only for winning best speaker, also for completing your level 5 of the completions. Congratulations. You are inspiring a lot of new members and even the old members also to keep going in Toastmasters even during busy time. And I missed one thing. Congratulations to Toastmaster Bob. These are the first timers who have taken up the role today. I hope now you will be taking roles on every meeting. Congratulations, Toastmaster Bob. Just would like to say that our next meeting is on 18th of October 2021, and this is going to be a second hybrid meeting. First we did already last month, and this is we are going second hybrid inter-meeting at Business Village. So we would, all the ExCom would like to invite all the senior members and the new members to come and join for this meeting. It will be having a very good sessions because it will be a physical with online. So requesting all of you to be present there. After this hybrid meeting, we will be deciding whether we are going for hybrids in future or still we will wait for the test meetings again. So after that, there is a debate competition. Tomorrow we will be releasing a teaser for debate competitions by BPPR. And we will request everyone to participate in debate contest. Today, as you got an amazing session by our past president, Toastmaster Bosco. So I think if anyone has any questions, you can ask directly with Toastmaster Bosco, or after the meeting we are here, so we can clear your queries on that. That's it from my side. Thank you. And I close the meeting. Before closing this meeting, I would like to request our guest would like to give valuable feedback about our meetings and how you feel while attending today's meeting. Can we have some guest? Our guest, Arman, Himalka, anyone would like to give a feedback?
Yeah, hi everyone. Good evening. This is very first day I'm here, and it was very amazing. And I hope to enhance my skills to speak in public. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Imalka, for coming and spending some time with us. Can I have Juliet? Or another guest, Arsalan Khalid? I think they are not here with us. Hi, Juliet.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Fantastic meeting. I mean, I'm just here really together with my boss, Sakit, who is also online, hopefully. So I hope you can invite him to say a few words. And we look forward to probably participating in the future. So great job to everyone. Thank you.
Welcome, Juliet. Thank you so much. Arman, you would like to say?
Yes, hello everyone. I also enjoyed today's meeting, and actually all the meeting structures is very structured, and it was going very smoothly throughout the whole session. So thank you, and hopefully I'll be glad to join as a member of your club in the future. Thank you.
Welcome, Arman. Most welcome. Any other guest? I was seeing Louis in the chat box. I think
he left now after all the chatting.
Okay, Mr. Sakit.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for a great meeting. There's a lot to learn, I guess, and just making myself familiar with the languages that you guys use or the acronyms you guys use. But I'll be glad to join and learn more. Many thanks for a great meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Sakit. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for coming today. And now I officially declare the meeting 691 to be closed. Thank you so much. Now you all can unmute yourself and we can have members' feedback.